Good afternoon and welcome to Hymns for the Soul. Today, episode 4 is All Creatures of Our God and King. The hymn tune's name is German, Lasst uns erfahren, and it translates as Let Us Rejoice Most Heartily. It's a hymn tune that originated from Germany in 1623. I always get a joy feeling to know that Christians have been singing this song for 400 years. Friedrich Spee, a Jesuit priest, professor, and activist against witch hunts, is often credited as the hymn's original composer and lyricist. It found widespread popularity 400 years later after being published in the English Hymnal in 1906. It had new English text and the repeated Alleluias added. The arrangement done by Ralph Vaughan Williams became the standard for English-speaking churches. Our hymnal today has All Creatures of Our God and King as a text of praise and another text, You Watchers and You Holy Ones. It's an Advent text and usually sung before Christmas. Today's arrangement is by the American Don Husad. Don was a recognized leader in the evangelical church music for 6 decades. He had a long career, lived to be 95, and died in 2013. He thought that the evangelical church music should be studied just as intently as people study classical music, and it should be able to stand up to the rigors of study and debate. He was valued as his gifted creative organist, but also for his knowledge of hymnody and theological insights. He was a composer, a college professor, a writer, a music advisor for Hope Publishers, and organist for Billy Graham Evangelical Association. I picked this book up, just walked over to my bookshelf and pulled it, and it's one by him, and it's called True Worship, Reclaiming the Wonder and Majesty by Donald Husad. And on the back, the first line is, worship is one of the most divisive issues in churches today. And he discusses all the sorts of music and how congregations and people within them fight over what kind of music to have. Should we have a choir? Should we have a praise band? Should we have an orchestra? Should we sing contemporary? Should we sing hymns? He really, to me, was a very thoughtful person about church music, and I appreciated that. All right, this has 3 verses. The first verse is just kind of melody. The second verse has the melody down in the choir, and I've got trumpets on it. So you will hear that. The third verse goes down to the pedals, and you will hear it. And on the very last note, I don't know if Madison will be able to get his tape or not, but you hear the term, pull out all the stops. This one's going to have most of the stops pulled out. And on the very last note, Madison, can you see this? I'm going to pull a 32-foot stop. Here's the sound without it. So see if you can hear that at the end. I'm not quite sure the sound quality of our iPhones, but we hope you'll be able to hear it. join us. This is Lana Pollard, Director of Music at Pawleys Island Presbyterian Church in the beautiful Pawleys Island, South Carolina. See you next week. Bye-bye.